10 rebound games in the last 25 years. The other two, Brittany Griner and Elena Deladon, pretty good company. And of course, Elena Deladon announcing today her retirement from playing in the WNBA. The Michael Price family women's head basketball coach in her 14th season is Corey Close. She swept all of the coaching awards, the AP and the WBCA Coach of the Year. She's had a great season. The associate head coach is Shannon LaBeouf. Tasha Brown, Tony Noonan, So Matsuura, and James Clark are the assistants. And Tony Noonan was the WBCA Division I Assistant Coach of the Year. Presented the award in a ceremony yesterday at the Tampa Convention Center. Want to remind you that UCLA women's basketball in the postseason is brought to you by the makers of La Victoria brand. The La Victoria brand is the official salsa of the UCLA Bruins. Score big with the full line of La Victoria hot sauces and salsas. Try La Victoria products today. Mexican flavor raised in LA. Well, the Bruins would like to raise a banner in LA. They meet UConn for the chance to go to the championship game. UCLA has run the ball through the paint all year. They average over 40 points a game in the paint. 14.5 second chance points a game. 10 on fast breaks, and the bench has added 21. UCLA, of course, a great rebounding team. They out-rebound their opposition by over 12 a game. UConn good too, a little under 6 better than their opponents, but remember, they played in the Big East, not as physical a conference as the Big Ten that the Bruins navigated with a tournament championship and only 2 losses, both in the city of Los Angeles. Bruins have traveled about 41,000 miles to this point, and it all has led here to the downtown part of Tampa. Our officials today, Joe Vasili and Finney Robinson and Brian Hall. The ball's in the air, tipped by Betts, and the Bruins, wearing the white uniforms, work from our right to our left, away from the team bench. Lauren Betts works it to Angela Dugalich. They try to swipe at it from behind. Dugalich sends it left to London Jones. Jones guarded by A.Z. Fudd. The ball off the hands of Dugalich. It's a turnover. Fudd into the front court. Driving on Jones, puts it up and in. Unforced turnover by the Bruins. It just bounced off Angela Dugalich's hands. And it's 2-0 UConn. Kiki Rice works it into the front court. Sends it over on the wing. Gets it back, now up on top. Dugalich, 3 from the top. Off the back iron. High Karam, tipped and controlled by Sarah Strong. She'll work her way up the right side. Drives inside on Dugalich, and it's 4-0 UConn. Well, the Bruins didn't get the offensive board on the high Karam. They're down 4-0 in the first minute. Kiki Rice across the Final Four logo. Guarded by Caitlin Chen. Drifts around to pick by Betts. Chen goes under. Sends it left on the wing to Hawkins. Her first touch. Now Betts in the paint, and she is fouled by El Alfi. First foul of the game, a non-shooting foul against the Huskies. For nothing UConn. Dugalich will be the inbounder, baseline left. They run a curl. It's Betts who takes it on the left wing. Lob it to Rice. On the left wing, London Jones. Bounce it to Betts. Betts from the left block. Driving on Adolfi, swings it up and in. Right hand soft touch by Lauren Betts. And the Bruins are on the board. Chen into the front court. Chen works it across to Strong. Beckers has it. Passes to Fudd, but she had Lauren Betts in her way. Now El Alfi has her shot blocked by Betts. Kiki Rice tried to save it, but had a toe on the line. Shot clock at 14 for the Huskies to put it in play. Both of these teams have a win over South Carolina this year. The Bruins led by 20 in the second half. UConn won by 29. Shot missed by Strong, rebounded by Dugalich. Outlet Kiki Rice. Cuts to the left side of the lane, takes it all the way, spins it up and in to tie the game. Now Beckers has it on the left wing for UConn. Beckers picked up by Betts on a switch. Works it across to Strong, back to Beckers, 3 on the way, misses. Rebound Alalfi, she puts it in to give UConn a 2-point lead. Jenna Alalfi is 6'5", and with Betts out on the perimeter, that left the big player from Cairo to get the board. 6'4" UConn. Dugalich has it at the top. The Bruins have so many players who can bring the ball across the midcourt line. Now Betts has it left block. A couple of dribbles, they try to double, and a 3-second violation on Lauren Betts. Oh, the Bruins turned it over for the second time. 6'4" UConn, 7:26 remaining in the opening quarter. Bruins with full court pressure. Beckers has to come back and take the inbound feed. She'll work it across the line, sends it over to Caitlin Chen. Chen to Alalfi. Now Beckers top of the arc. Left side Chen driving, dishing it back. Strong for 3. Good. Sarah Strong, a 37% three-point shooter, just made her 54th of the year. Now Rice driving, has it stripped on the way up by Fudd. Gets it back. Ball thrown in by Dugalich, and it's tipped away and stolen. Alalfi got a hand on it. She's had an impact on this game. Beckers to Chen, bounce it to Strong. Strong drives, gives it to Alalfi. Her shot from 6 is no good, and Jaquez with the rebound. 9-4 UConn. 6:35 to play, opening quarter. Dugalich has it in the post. Up and under move. Dugalich scores with the left hand. 9-6. The Bruins trail by 3. Chen, front court. Ball poked away by Alina Arnisala, who's just come in, but it carried him right to Sarah Strong. Now Beckers a back cut, drives under the basket, whips it out on top. Another 3 by Strong is too strong, and the rebound is tipped into the hands of Kiki Rice. Rice in the front court. Works her way to the right elbow. Rice still controls the dribble. Sends it to Arnisalo. Now Betts turns and faces. Jumper is on the way, too long. Rebound Paige Beckers. Beckers brings it across the center line. Jaquez watching her. Now Dugalich on the hedge. Beckers whips it out on top to Alalfi. She'll hand it back to Paige Beckers. 3 on the way is no good. Rimmed out into the hands of Jaquez. Outlet Arnisalo. Alina Arnisalo, who started the opening game of the season for the Bruins, whips it inside, and it's tipped out of bounds by Alalfi. Janiyah Barker, Tamia Gardner off the bench for UCLA, replacing Jaquez and Dugalich. Bruins have great depth. UConn better depth than they've had in the past. Kiki Rice has the ball at the top of the circle for UCLA. Work it to Arnisalo. Betts in the paint calling for it, but Arnisalo goes right to Barker, and Barker travels. So 4 early turnovers by UCLA. The Bruins only had 10 against LSU. They have averaged 15 turnovers a game, but they give it back to UConn with a 3-point lead. Chen bounces it to Alalfi, turns, wanted to pass it to Beckers, but it's poked away, and Betts has it. Janiyah Barker got a hand on it. Now Arnisalo driving all the way, lay it up and in. A great move by Arnisalo off the right side. 9-8. The freshman from Finland not awed by the moment. Now Strong, work it to Caitlin Chen, dribbling with the left hand, pulls up from the left elbow and drains it. Pressure by the Huskies, the ball brought into Betts. She gives it to Rice. Rice didn't challenge Beckers, gives it back to Tamia Gardner. Now into Betts. Betts one-on-one with Alalfi. A late head help comes, the shot no good. Rebound tipped by Gardner, but grabbed by UConn. Alalfi outlets to Betts. 11-8 Huskies in a swiftly moving first quarter. 4:10 remaining. Beckers gives it to Caitlin Chen. She'll work it on the right wing to Strong. Back to Beckers. Right elbow jumper good. First points for Paige Beckers. Pressure again. The Bruins break it. Rice has it. Becker's got a hand on it, but Rice controls. 13-8 Connecticut. Kiki Rice works it to Tamia Gardner. Whip it down low. El Alfie got another hand on it, and it's kept in play by AZ Fudd. 5 UCLA turnovers. Now Strong in the front court. To Chen, left side Beckers. She'll drive. Barker got hit by El Alfie trying to go through a screen, no whistle. El Alfie will hand it off to Fudd. Her 16-footer's good. UConn shooting 54% on a 6-0 run in the last minute 18, and they lead it 15-8. Rice works around a pick, gets it to Betts. Betts puts it up and in, and an and one for Lauren Betts. That'll bring us to a timeout on the court. 3:05 remaining in the opening quarter. Connecticut 15, UCLA 10. The foul on Sarah Strong will put Lauren Betts at the line when we return. This is the Final Four on the UCLA Bruins Audio Network.
Show off your Bruin pride with the Westcom Bruin Edge Visa credit card that will make you want to 8-clap. Earn 5% cash back on select UCLA purchases and 1.5% cash back everywhere else. Plus, enjoy no annual fee and get a $500 cash back bonus when you spend $2,500 in the first 3 months. Now that's better banking for Bruins. Visit westcom.org to apply and for terms and conditions.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
When you need
in the win over LSU in the NCAA Elite Eight, Tamia Gardner and Gabriela Jaques combined for 9 of 13 on three-point tries. Well, the Bruins have only tried one, a miss by Duglic. UConn has a make from Sarah Strong. The Huskies are shooting 54%, 7 of 13. The Bruins 63%, but they've only been able to shoot 8 times. They've made 5 of them, but 5 UCLA turnovers have led to 7 Connecticut points. They've outscored the Bruins by 5 in points off turnovers. The rebound edge goes to UConn by 1. They have 2 on the offensive end. They've converted that into 2 second chance points. Sarah Strong, the leading scorer, has 5. AZ Fudd, 4 for the Huskies. For UCLA, Lauren Betts has 4 and a chance to add on when she goes to the line. Well, the Bruins in their first Final Four in the NCAA era, which began in 1982. Of course, UCLA went to the Final Four in 1978 at Pauley Pavilion. The first tournament for the women that really had brackets, although there were only 16 teams in the tournament. UCLA played their regional games at Long Beach State. In the Final Four, they beat Montclair State and the great Carol Blazejowski 85-77, and then a 16-point win over Maryland 90-74 to capture the crown and hang the AIAW banner. First game nationally televised by NBC, although it wasn't live. It was taped as part of their Sports World program. And a lot of progress in the years since. Amalie Arena absolutely packed to the rafters, sold out crowd, press sections overflowing, and all the eyes of the nation on UCLA and UConn. Lauren Betts goes to the line where she is 61%, converts the three-point play, and the Bruins pull to within 15-11. KK Arnold is in the game for UConn. She's a spark plug. Sarah Strong has it top of the arc, sends it to AZ Fudd. Fudd reverses back to Strong, launches another three, and it's another make. Same spot. Just a little bit left on the three-point line. And Sarah Strong already has 8 of UConn's 18 points. 18-11 Huskies. Rice into the front court. Kiki Rice, watched by Arnold, gets it to Janiah Barker, handoff back to Rice. Spins, loses the handle, gets it back and gets tied up. And the arrow will give it to Connecticut. Connecticut has made their last 4 shots. The Bruins have made 5 of their last 7. But the turnovers are giving the Huskies additional chances. 6 UCLA turnovers already in the first quarter with 2:20 to play. Arnold works it to Ashlyn Shade, who's come in, a feisty defender and a good three-point shooter. Shade has it at the top of the arc, handoff to AZ Fudd, dribbling with the left hand, pulling up for a three. That's good. She banked it in. No, they don't judge style points. Still counts for 3. And Connecticut has opened up a double-digit lead, 21-11. Rice into the front court. The Bruins need to run their offense without turning it over. Barker's got it. Becker's got a hand on it. Now Barker spinning to the left side. Fall away shot, no good. Barker hit the deck. Betts got the rebound, put it up and missed. And the rebound is taken by Ashlyn Shade. Here come the Huskies into the front court. Arnold works it into the right side to Shade for a three that's off the front iron. Rice has the rebound. Outlet to Jaquez. Jaquez into the front court. Becker's watching her. Gabriela Jaquez takes it back out between the rings to reset the offense. Betts gets it up high. Hand off to Jaquez. She wanted to go back to Betts. Now she's got it. Betts driving on Strong, puts it up and in. 21-13, Huskies. Sarah Strong, front court, works it on the wing to AZ Fudd. Beckers runs a curl, gets it, puts up a 19-footer that misses, and the rebound grabbed by Janiah Barker. Outlet Kiki Rice. Corey Close says, let's move up court. Rice back to Barker. Barker drives. Shade bumped her. Shade fouled her on the floor before a shot attempt. Foul on Ashlyn Shade is her first, third team foul. El Alfie's going to come back in and take off AZ Fudd. 37 seconds to play, shot clock at 21. Rice, the inbounder, trouble getting it in. Just does get it over to Jaquez. Now handoff back to Kiki Rice. Rice whips it to Lauren Betts. Handoff back to Rice. KK Arnold staying right with her. Now the ball into the post to Betts. Whip it out to Gardner. Three on the way. Rims out. Tough bounce. Tipped out of bounds by Betts. Gardner got it off quickly. She always does, and the ball circled the drain before it came out. So the Huskies, a chance to work for the last shot, leading by 8. 10 seconds to play. KK Arnold working the dribble. Becker sets up on the right elbow. Now she runs to the left side. Gets the ball. 2 seconds to play. Becker's step back jumper good. What a quarter for UConn. They outscore the Bruins 23-13. They forced the Bruins into 6 turnovers that led to 10 of those points. UConn shooting 56%, 10 of 18, and they have a double-digit lead as we turn to the second quarter. After one, it's Connecticut 23, UCLA 13. This is UCLA women's basketball on the UCLA Bruins Audio Network.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Ralph's. For mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Ralph's, you always get big flavors and big savings. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Acosta Heating and Air Conditioning has been family owned and operated for 25 years and offers its heating and cooling services throughout Ventura County, the San Fernando Valley, and on the west side. We provide service, preventative maintenance, installations, and free estimates. The Acosta family, including UCLA alum Alex Acosta, has established a strong sense of community, actively supports local programs, and is proud to be a sponsor of UCLA athletics. Visit AcostaHVAC.com to find out how the Acosta family can help you feel more comfortable in your home.
UCLA down 10 at the end of one. The Bruins have played from ahead most of the year. They did come from 13 down in the third quarter of the Big Ten championship game to beat USC. But this is not a usual position nor a comfortable position for UCLA. They have given up 6 points in the paint. UConn made 3 threes in 7 tries, 43% in the first quarter. The Bruins 0 for 2. Lauren Betts has 7 for UCLA on 3 of 6 shooting. Nobody else has more than 2. For Connecticut, Sarah Strong has made a couple of threes, 3 for 5 overall. She's got 8 points. AZ Fudd has 7. Fudd 3 for 3, Strong 3 for 5. So the Bruins are gathered in a tight huddle around the coaching staff. And the turnovers for a quarter, 6 of them, only 1 by UConn. Bruins are 0 for 2 in postseason games against the Huskies. In 2019, the teams met in the Albany Regional, and UCLA led that game after 3 quarters. But UConn ended up with a 69-61 win. Well, lots of awards handed out yesterday to the Bruins coaches, and of course, Lauren Betts, the Defensive Player of the Year. Lauren Betts, All-American. Kiki Rice, an All-American. But Sienna Betts, Lauren's sister and an incoming Bruin, the Morgan Wooten National High School Player of the Year. And she was also the MVP of the McDonald's All-American game this week with 17 points and 6 rebounds. Well, UConn's done a great job on the defensive end. They have left Lauren Betts in one-on-one coverage with late doubles coming, but they're guarding the perimeter really well. And the Bruins have been able to get off some good three-point shots. Tamia Gardner was able to get off a contested 3 that almost went in. So the Bruins start the second quarter with Betts, Jaquez, Gardner, London Jones, and Kiki Rice. The timeouts are lengthy in the Final Four, as you can imagine. The quarter break is a long one. Well, it's UCLA ball on the alternating possession to start the second quarter. Bruins had a great second quarter against LSU. They outscored them 22-12, and that was with Lauren Betts on the bench. Don't recommend that as a practice. Now Tamia Gardner has it, pressured, throws it away. She was trying to lob it to Jaquez. Beckers has it in the front court. AZ Fudd off the back iron, long carom to Beckers. Thought about a 3. Betts was there, steps into a 2 and misses it, and the rebound is batted off the hands of Tamia Gardner. Well, Beckers has had 6 shot attempts. She's made 2. But the rest of the Huskies have stepped up. El-Alfi fakes the handoff to Beckers. Still has it. Give it to Fudd. She has it at the top of the three-point circle. Now drives right side of the lane. 14-foot jumper, no, but a foul on Kiki Rice will put her at the line. That's the first foul of the game against UCLA. Angela Dugalich replacing Tamia Gardner for the Bruins. UConn only allowed 52 points a game this year, best in the nation. They scored almost 82. Fudd converts the free throw. She's almost 90% from the line. She's only missed 3 all year. And she makes them both here. And UConn has their biggest lead, 25-13. Pressure in the backcourt. Dugalich tosses it across to Jaquez. She'll drive right side, takes it all the way under, puts it up. It bounces twice on the iron and doesn't fall. El-Alfi with the rebound, and it's one and done again for UCLA. Now into the front court on the weave. A drive by Fudd, and a right-hand floater is good. 27-13. And with 8:50 to play in the second quarter, the Bruins are going to need to do something to maintain contact. Rice in the front court. On the wing, Jaquez. Now Dugalich turns from 14. It's no good. And again, the rebound to UConn. Into the front court, KK Arnold cuts to the middle. And an offensive foul, an illegal screen on El-Alfi. Her second foul. Dugalich out. Jediah Barker in. It's tempting to say the Bruins should. Here comes El-Alfi out of the game. And off the bench, Ice Brady, who played a lot in that game in the Cayman Islands against UCLA. Brady, a redshirt sophomore from San Diego, missed 7 games with a shoulder injury, came back on March 2nd. Rice in the front court. On the wing, Jaquez, loop it to Betts. They come with a double, out to Rice. Rice whips it, the pass is tipped out of bounds. It'll be UCLA ball. UConn doing a great job of cutting off the inside-out game of UCLA. Rice will be the inbounder under the basket. Trouble getting it in, and a 5-second count. 8th UCLA turnover. (27-13) Connecticut. AZ Fudd whips it into the paint to Brady. She'll fake the handoff to Beckers. Puts it on the floor, out to AZ Fudd. Betts again comes out. Brady was calling for it, but they couldn't get it to her. Arnold takes it into the paint. Now Brady's got it. Bounces it in the corner. A 3 on the way is an air ball that Betts has. Ball taken by London Jones. Jones in the front court. Out to Kiki Rice. Back to Jones. Bounce to Betts. Betts gets doubled by Paige Beckers. Puts up a shot that hits the bottom of the board. The shot by Barker is blocked, and it's out of bounds off the Bruins. So that time a quick double, then Beckers with the help triple teaming Betts, but she couldn't get it back out. 27-13 Connecticut. KK Arnold to Fudd. Now Beckers top of the circle. Bounce it to Ice Brady. Brady, a whistle on the floor, a holding foul away from the play. Corey Close animated in calling for a hook on UConn. Foul is on Gabriela Jaquez, her first, second team foul. Inbound to Becker, she puts it up and misses. Jaquez has the rebound. Spins up the left side. Jaquez into the front court. Drifting to the top to Betts. Now Betts.
Stops on the wing. Becker's there. Here's Betts at the high post. Looking for Kiki Rice. Finds her. Rice goes right off a bet screen. Arnold stays with it. Now here's Barker. Down low to Betts. Back out to Hawkes. Corner left 3. Air ball. Rebounded by Strong. And gets it off to Arnold. Bruins now 0 for 3 from 3. Here's Strong with a couple of threes early. Starts right in the front court. Picked up by Barker, who's harassing the freshman. Gets it to Beckers. Page with 6.5 to go in the half. Goes right, dumps it down low to Strong. Off a double team, goes left, and she walked. Third UConn turnover, and again, the size, Debbie. It's both Barker and Betts that just make life miserable for UConn in the post as Shade will come in for Beckers.
I think that's good. Just give her a little breather. She's working hard out there. It's a game like this, you're doing all right here. You have a lead there, and Betts has made a difference. Like her presence down low, makes players thinking twice.
We've only had 4 points here in the second, all UConn. As the Bruins are 0 for 4, UConn just 1 of 5 here in the second. Here's Barker on the right, dumps it down low to Betts, bobbles, gathers it, puts it up and in.
She was nothing you can do on that one. Just let her get the 2.
Arnold to the front court quickly. Gives it to Fudd in the left corner off to Brady. Gives it back to Fudd. AZ drives against Betts. Stops. Diagonal pass to Arnold. KK's going to take a 10-footer, rattled in and out. Rebounded by Barker of UCLA. And then the pass goes right through Rice's hands and out of bounds. Right to Ryan Rucco. Or actually to Deb Antonelli. And Ryan Radke, the Westwood One radio crew on the floor. Turnover number 10 on the Bruins.
And so with the Huskies having a little bit of a scoring drought in the last 3 minutes, it hasn't really impacted the game because UCLA having some troubles too.
Shade comes in for the Huskies. Gardner back in for the Bruins for Baker. Now here's Shade on the left wing to Arnold. 15 to shoot. KK breaks down Jones. Inside, cut off by Gardner. And then Brady, an elbow jumper, good for the left elbow.
And that's what Brady can bring in with her, that she has that offensive option straight to the basket around the foul line.
29-15 the Huskies. Brady's first 2. So that's 4 points. Actually, that is 12 points for the Bigs so far. Here's Gardner. Guarded by Strong on the right side of the floor. Up top to Hawkes. Down low to Betts. Brady doing all she can, but Betts just abuses her and lays it in. That's just unfair. Betts with 11. Huskies quickly back to the front court. Arnold's going to try to take it all the way to the rim. Gets bumped, lays it up, missed it. Fouled by Jones. Free throws upcoming for the sophomore from Wisconsin when we come back to action here in Tampa. 29-17 Huskies on the Brown Penderson Scott scoreboard with 4:57 to go in the second. When you're out of town, want to keep up with live college sports, download that free Varsity Network app. It's available for both Apple and Android. Listen to College Sports Live with the free Varsity Network app. Huskies by 12 on the UConn Sports Network from Learfield, presented by Dime Bank.
Connecticut Business Systems, a Xerox company, is a proud sponsor of the UConn Huskies. We're Connecticut's largest provider of leading Xerox office technology, workflow automation, managed print services, software solutions, and audio-visual technology. We operate locally to offer you superior service and support, combined with the most advanced technology available in the industry. Our sales professionals make it their business to understand yours. So please contact us today for a free office technology assessment. Visit us at cbs-gisx.com or call toll-free at 1-800-842-0009.
They're not just the Huskies, they're your Huskies. Customize your Wells Fargo debit card or open an account today and show your Husky pride with every purchase. Get started at wellsfargo.com/customize. Wells Fargo is proud to be an official sponsor of UConn women's basketball. Copyright 2024 Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
UConn fans, when it comes to sports injuries, do you know where the Huskies go?
UConn Health, Connecticut's public academic medical center. Our doctors advance research and train future generations of healthcare experts.
All while offering the latest in injury prevention, treatment, and performance improvement for athletes, for everyone.
When it comes to UConn athletics, our physicians are their physicians and should be your physicians too.
Make their doctors your doctors.
UConn Health. Learn more at health.uconn.edu.
We are just past the midway point of the second quarter here in Tampa, Florida. UConn a 29-17 lead on UCLA. On the Brown Penderson Scott scoreboard is UConn basketball, presented in part by Orthopedic Associates of Hartford. Get back on the field or just back into life with confidence. Make your move at OAHCT.com. Debbie, the Huskies have led from the start. It was tied at 4 after UConn jumped out to a 4-0 lead, but it's been all Huskies since then. Just a 6-4 score here in the second as neither team shooting the ball particularly well. 2 of 7 for the Huskies, 2 of 6 for the Bruins. But again, Huskies taking advantage of off turnovers. 29 points, 14 off turnovers by UCLA.
Right, and I think that's the big thing right there. And you also, I think the defense effort as a whole, UCLA has only taken 3 3-pointers. That's 0 for 3. And then what they're doing is they are getting out behind there. They're not trying to let the guards get high and get open shots. So yes, they're doubling down, trying to help out with Betts down low. But while the ball is in the air, they're recovering pretty darn quick, so it doesn't give a good look to the guards for the 3.
Long timeouts here for the Final Four as Gino and the gang still huddled up along with the Bruins. The UConn contingent is across the way. A lot of Debbie's friends. They had an alumni gathering.
Yes.
At a little
fun
function. You were hanging out with some of your old buddies and Katie Lou Samuelson, right?
Yes, that's right.
Who else did you see?
Goodness. Oh, you know what? Kalana Green was there.
Well, yeah, of course you'd see her.
Mel Thomas.
Mel and her 2 kids.
Yes, she had the 2 kids. That was great. The list goes on. It was Jen was there.
I know Renee Montgomery's here, but I think she's doing stuff for CBS Sports Network.
I did not see her. She was a busy girl.
It's Fudd, Arnold, Shade, Beckers, and Brady. Arnold to the free throw line. KK just 1 of 3 in the NCAA tournament from the free throw line. Make it 1 of 4. She rattles the first one in and out. UConn on the season, 76% from the free throw line. KK just 70% from the line this season overall. Trying to give UConn a 13-point lead as she makes the second one around and in. She will come out, and Caitlin Chen return to the UConn lineup. It is very rare that you see Arnold and Chen out there at the same time. Rice against Chen with ball pressure into the front court. 4:50 to go in the half. 30-17 the Huskies. Here's Rice. Front court left. Jones pops out. Closed out quickly by Shade. Now back to Rice on the left. They give it to Betts. Left side of the lane. Brady leaning on her. Back out to Rice. Gets a step on Chen. Head fake. Shoots a 3 and makes it. Out of the left corner. Kiki Rice. 31st 3 of the year. She's got 5, and it's a 10-point UConn lead. 30-20. Here's Fudd to Becker's top of the key. Guarded closely by Hawkes. Now steps back. Betts picks her up. Brady. Or Beckers to Fudd a 3. Right corner, no good. Rebound. Tied up. Shade in there, but the arrow goes to, it's UConn ball.
It's good hustle by Shade. And again, Betts had to come out to put some pressure on Beckers on that screen. And all of a sudden that opens up that rebounding down low for everyone else.
Here comes Arnasalo back in, replacing Gardner for the Bruins. 4:13 to go in the half. UConn ball up 10. Here's Fudd off the inbound, guarded by Rice. Bounce pass. Brady back to Fudd. 15-footer. Good.
The Huskies have been executing the out-of-bounds plays really well. They haven't had it to drop, but this time, follow through on the secondary option.
13 for Fudd. 32-20. Here's Betts. Low block right against Brady. Goes left. Throws it out. Now they move it to Jones. Beckers crashes into Jones as Jones head fake Beckers like a puppet on a string.
Sure did.
And Beckers gets called for the foul.
And I commented on how UCLA hasn't had any shot 3-point attempts. I think that must have been during that timeout. Corey Kloska is saying about we need to get that ball inside and make the UConn double come and understand where there's going to be an open outside 3-pointer.
Right. Inbound. Fudd went for the steal. Fudd commits the foul. And she tried to take it away from Hawkes, but no luck. First on Fudd. That is the third team foul for UConn. Both teams with 3 here in the second. Rice looks to inbound. They get it in to Arnasalo. In the right corner goes baseline on Fudd. Off to Jones, free for 3. That's an air ball. Chen runs it down in front of the UConn bench. Chen to the front court. Goes left. Hands off to Fudd. Left corner for 3. Ring it up for Azzi Fudd. She's on a bender right now.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to have any problem getting the feet set, and it was just, I'll just take a step back Let it fly. She seems to be in a really good mental place.
6 of 8 for the Fudster. She's going Bruining Huntington, and then she gets stolen away from Jones. Hazy to the front court, takes Jones to the rim, puts it up too hard. Rebounded by Betts. Outlet quickly to Rice. Becker's back for the Huskies. Rice challenge, Euro step, scoop short. Becker's rebounds and protects. Gets it out to Chen 1-on-3. Knocked away. Chen runs it down. Rice tries to get it up from her, but gets it to Fudd. Now to Brady. Brady at the foul line. Hands off to Beckers. Left to right. Beckers taking it against Betts. Puts it up short. Rebounded by Hawkes.
I like the challenge there. She almost got it to drop.
Arnasalo front court right. Gives it to Hawkes. Down low. Betts buried underneath. Still puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Chen. Outlets to Fudd. Hazy up the left side. Cuts inside. Long 2. Rattles in and out. Rebounded by Rice. And then Shade in there again to tie it up. But this time it's Bruins ball.
I think the tempo right now really good. It's a fast pace. UConn's playing very well at that pace. And it looks, Bet's getting a little breather right now, too. That up and down. Keep it going. Put the pressure on the Bruins.
Strong and El-Alfi in for Brady and Shade. I thought Brady did a pretty good job bodying Betts.
Definitely. I think they're by committee.
35-20, the Husky lead. That's what it's got to be, right?
Yes.
Here's Janiah Barker. Gives it in the corner. Hawkes down low. It's Dukelich. Turns. Puts it up from the right. Banked it in. High arcing banker over Strong. Angela Dukelich with her second field goal. 35-22 Huskies. Here's Beckers from Chen. Goes right to left. Pull up jumper on the way. That's good. Page with 6. Boy, Page getting beat up.
She is. We'll see how long, if with Betts on the bench, if Gino should go back to his small lineup, but right now more of a big lineup.
Yep. Now Alfie's out there for the Huskies. There's Arnasalo trying to get inside on Fuddo. Knocked the ball away. Strong up with it for UConn. Azy up to Beckers. One touch, Jen lays it in for your dime of the game. Brought to you by Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Bruins call for time. My word, that was gorgeous.
What a heads-up play by Paige. Each had the eyes behind her head because she had defense on her, and if she came down, it would probably be a travel.
How'd you like to be able to listen to us? Well, synced up to your TV in the comfort of your own home. Go to syncmygame.com to find out how. 39-22 Huskies. Minute 30 to go in the half on the UConn Sports Network from Learfield, presented by Dime Bank.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Last Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Last Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time, every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking, and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Last Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn Athletics.
Hi, this is Nick Kaplanson from Dime Bank. To win a championship, it takes more than just good players and coaches. It takes a whole community dedicated to the same goal. The same is true when it comes to banking. A successful banking relationship is built from a community fully dedicated to meeting the banking needs of its customers. If you're ready to experience a better approach to banking, come join our community at Dime. It's your bank, your choice, your Dime.
Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Member FDIC.
(39-22) Huskies in the Brown Penderas and Scott scoreboard with 1:32 left to go in the half. For comprehensive coverage of college basketball, tune in to Sirius XM, College Sports Radio, Channel 84 in the car, or the new Sirius XM app. Sirius XM is home of your favorite team in conference, including live games, plus interviews and analysis. So cheer along with the SiriusXM app or listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025. As UConn has got that transition game going, Debbie, 16 4-off turnovers. Forget what AZ Fudd's done offensively. Defensively, she has been as good.
She sure has. And it's one of those things where some of it is just ball pressure there, and it makes guards think twice. Her hands are active. And some she's heads up play. And I think she just seems really locked in because it's not even, it's more of like intuition and guessing and it translating to both ends of the floor.
Certainly is. She has 3 steals. She's 6 of 10. She leads UConn with 16. Strong with 8. Beckers with 6. Boy, that pass by Beckers to Jen was just sensational.
That was
just
beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
And it's what really had to happen, or is probably going to be a turnover or something, just because everybody in front of her. But, enough. I want to say, too, you actually have everyone who's played and scored except Shade right now, and she just has 1 shot. But the wealth of everything, just their ink click. Okay, it's in the system of it, how the offense is going. Nobody is feeling, pushing the limits, and it's been a really nice offense, and starting from that defense.
Huskies by 17. Biggest deficit the Bruins have had this year is 20, and that was to USC. Biggest halftime deficit is 14 for them. Right now the lead is 17 for UConn.
And with that 12 turnovers, they just keep on multiplying. I shouldn't say multiplying, but they're growing, and that's, again, UConn's defense that's doing it. And talk about it by committee. Each player coming in has done a little bit of everything.
Yep. Second chance points are 6-0 UConn. Offensive boards 5-2 Huskies. Rice and the Bruins going from right to left in the first half. Up near side, lazy pass, Strong picks it off. Intended for Barker. Sarah on the right side of the floor, spins, ball over her head. Hands off to Beckers, gets free, in the lane, out to Chen, fakes on the 3, gives the fudge, she'll put up a triple, bang!
Quick release. Chen knew where to go with it. You see AZ Fudd out of the corner of your eye.
AZ with more points tonight than she had in the last 2 games combined. She has 19. And the UConn's up 20. Equals the biggest deficit of the season as Rice misses from the top of the key. Alfie clears with a minute to go in the half. Here's Beckers from Chen. Front court right. Huskies got to keep pedal to the metal. Here's Beckers, top of the key, right to left. Now goes left to right. Gives it to Alfie. Top of the key inside the arc. Looking for Fudd. Finds her. Turns. Can't shoot it. Back out to Beckers. Page a long 3. Caught net. Problem is the outside of the net. It's an air ball. Got a little greedy there.
Exactly. She's like, I'm kind of feeling it. I think I can do this one.
Yeah. No, AZ could make that, but the way she's going.
Yeah. I'm saying she didn't have legs in it. It was more just the arms.
They're making Paige work. She's 3 for 10. But AZ's picked up the slack. Whole team has. Final 20 seconds. Bounce pass. Gardner, perimeter right, being hounded by Strong. Pass down low. Alfie tips it. Chen the steal. Up to Fudd. 10 seconds to go in the second. AZ back to Strong. Gives to Chen. Caitlin with 4. Backdoor Beckers underneath the rim. Up top. Here's Strong. Won't get a shot off, and that does it for the half.
Yeah, a little bit. Again, Betts down low there. Couldn't even do a reverse layup. She was there.
Huskies close the half on a 12-2 run, including the final 7. And at the half, on the Brown Penderison Scott scoreboard, UConn 42, UCLA 22. Their lowest scoring half of the season. She alone, AZ Fudd, nearly outscored the Bruins. UCLA in the first half, 10 of 24. UConn, 17 of 35, almost 50%. Chase Williams in the studio is next with our halftime report. You're listening to the Huskies on Learfield, presented by Dime Bank.
Hi, this is Nick Kaplanson from Dime Bank. To win a championship, it takes more than just good players and coaches. It takes a whole community dedicated to the same goal. The same is true when it comes to banking. A successful banking relationship is built from a community fully dedicated to meeting the banking needs of its customers. If you're ready to experience a better approach to banking, come join our community at Dime. It's your bank, your choice, your Dime.
Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Member FDIC.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Heard from Danbury to Norwich, this is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
To a meltdown. and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it, and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, know it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
One half is in the books, but we have more coming your way. This is the Husky Halftime Report. Coming up, we'll recap the first half and check scores from across the country. Now, let's go to the Learfield Network Studios.
A 7-0 run from the Huskies puts them up 20 in the Final Four. UConn 42, UCLA 22. Chase Williams here with you in the network studios as we take you through the half here. And we start by taking a look at the first game of the night as one spot in the national championship on Sunday afternoon already clinched. It was the 4th time this year that Texas and South Carolina have gone at each other. And South Carolina won the most recent matchup, that one in the SEC championship a few weeks ago. But this one started off with the Longhorns looking good. They had control for most of the first half before Madison Booker picks up her 3rd foul in the late moments of the first half. South Carolina went on a run to go up by 5 at the break. The Gamecocks shoot 51% overall throughout the game and run away with it in the second half, specifically the third quarter where they outscored Texas 20-9. Joyce Edwards, the first ever player off the bench in the Final Four with a game of 10, 10, and 5. Edwards' final stat line, 13 points on 4 of 11 shooting, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists in 26 minutes. Against South Carolina 74, Texas 57 as South Carolina clinches their 4th national championship appearance. They'll play the winner of this one, which again at the break, 42-22 in favor of the Huskies. When we come back, we'll take a glance at the men's Final Four tomorrow night. That's next as you're listening to UConn Women's Basketball, the Final Four from Learfield, presented by Dime Bank.
They're not just the Huskies, they're your Huskies. Customize your Wells Fargo debit card or open an account today and show your Husky pride with every purchase. Get started at wellsfargo.com/customize. Wells Fargo is proud to be an official sponsor of UConn Women's Basketball. Copyright 2024 Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Planning a move? Let Lippincott Van Lines, the official mover of the UConn Huskies, take the worry and stress out of your relocation. Whether you're moving across the country, across the world, or just across the street, Lippincott Van Lines will handle your packing, moving, and storage needs with the care and quality they deserve. If the UConn Huskies football team can trust Lippincott to get their gear to the field on time, you can trust them to get your items where they need to be. Call Lippincott Van Lines today for a free estimate at 800-245-8563.
Passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on SiriusXM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 25.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude. gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Welcome back into the Husky Halftime Show. Chase Williams here with you as UConn all over UCLA in Tampa for the Final Four. 42-22. Huskies will lead it by 20. Before we take a glance at the men's Final Four tomorrow, let's take a look at softball and baseball. Baseball currently in the bottom of the ninth. They at one point led Creighton on the road 6-0. Currently the Huskies up 8-6, trying to get those final outs in Omaha. Softball today at home against Butler, a doubleheader. First game goes in favor of UConn, 10-9, but the second one is all Butler, 9-4. And then over in the Final Four on the men's side, it starts tomorrow in San Antonio shortly after 6 o'clock. All 4 1 seeds made it. Auburn versus Florida to start things off. Auburn, the number 1 overall seed in the men's tournament. And then Duke versus Houston, the nightcap, and Cooper Flagg winning all types of awards. A look to cap off his freshman year and probably lone season with the Blue Devils with a national championship. Has to get through the stingy Cougars defense of Houston first. We'll take a break, send it back out to Tampa for the first half stats after this. You're listening to UConn Women's Basketball from Learfield, presented by Dime Bank.
Is your retirement game plan a well-executed play or a Hail Mary pass? Hi, I'm Jake Dozer, Certified Financial Planner. At Johnson Brunetti, we've helped over 5,000 families prepare for and live in retirement. And now we're proud to be the official wealth management sponsor of the UConn Huskies. Visit us at johnsonbrunetti.com and get free financial planning books and resources. Johnson Brunetti, Retirement and Investment Specialists.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Last Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Last Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time, every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking, and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Last Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn Athletics.
Power Station Events is the official production partner of the UConn Huskies, the ultimate one-stop source featuring audio, video, lighting, staging, talented DJs and musicians, photography and videography, stunning decor and florals, and much more. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, we want to thank UConn Nation as we look forward to the next 40 years. Visit us at powerstationevents.com and let us help you plan your next awesome event.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Huskies with a 20-point lead at halftime, the biggest halftime deficit for UCLA, and the lowest scoring half of any game this season for UCLA. As UConn shoots 48.6%, they make 5 threes, and they go 3 for 4 from the line and out-rebound the Bruins 17-15. AZ Fudd electric in the first half, 19, 3 threes, 7 of 11 from the field. Sarah Strong with 8 early. She's 3 of 6 with a couple of threes. Caitlin Chen's 2 for 2. She's got 4. Jenna Olaufi leads UConn with 4 boards. She has been sensational defensively. Paige Becker's 3 of 10. 0 for 3 from 3. She has 6 points. 1 for KK Arnold. 2 for Rice Brady. Ashlyn Shade 0 for 1. Lauren Betts 5 of 10 for the Bruins. She has 11 points. 5 for Rice. She's 2 of 4. Hawkes is 0 for 2. Gardner's 0 for 1. Arnisalo with a bucket. She's got 2 points. And Dugalich with 4. Those are the Bruin points. Barker and Jones are both 0 for 1 as the Bruins were 10 of 24 in that first half. 42%, but given what UConn's done, that's pretty impressive. Bruins are 1 of 5 from 3, and they've only taken 1 free throw. This is a team that averages 12 made free throws per game. UConn a 17-15 advantage on the glass. They have 5 offensive rebounds, 6 second chance points. The Bruins have 2 offensive rebounds. They have, are you ready for this? No second chance points. That is also a major factor in this game. UConn assisting on 9 of 17 field goals, 3 turnovers, 9 steals. Fudd and El Alfie with 3 each. And the 1 block, courtesy of Ice Brady, been credited with a block for the Huskies. Bruins assisting on just 3 of 10 field goals, 14 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block. Points of the paint, 18-14 Bruins. Huskies 19-4 off turnovers. That's your difference right there. 6-0 Huskies second chance, 7-4 fast break points, 3-2 UConn off the bench. Biggest lead 20, biggest run 7 for UConn. Bruins have never led. They had 4 straight points to even the game at 4. That was the only tie we had as UConn's led for 19-20. Bruins have not led at all as the Huskies trying to punch a ticket to the title game Sunday afternoon here in Tampa. South Carolina awaits the winner of this one. Third quarter coming up next from Tampa on the UConn Sports Network from Learfield, presented by Dime Bank.
Connecticut Business Systems, a Xerox company, is a proud sponsor of the UConn Huskies. We're Connecticut's largest provider of leading Xerox office technology, workflow automation, managed print services, software solutions, and audio-visual technology. We operate locally to offer you superior service and support, combined with the most advanced technology available in the industry. Our sales professionals make it their business to understand yours. So please contact us today for a free office technology assessment. Visit us at cbs-gisx.com or call toll-free at 1-800-842-0009.
UConn fans, when it comes to sports injuries, do you know where the Huskies go?
UConn Health, Connecticut's public academic medical center. Our doctors advance research and train future generations of healthcare experts.
All while offering the latest in injury prevention, treatment, and performance improvement for athletes, for everyone.
When it comes to UConn athletics, our physicians are their physicians and should be your physicians too.
Make their doctors your doctors.
UConn Health. Learn more at health.uconn.edu.
Hi, this is Nick Kaplanson from Dime Bank. To win a championship, it takes more than just good players and coaches. It takes a whole community dedicated to the same goal. The same is true when it comes to banking. A successful banking relationship is built from a community fully dedicated to meeting the banking needs of its customers. If you're ready to experience a better approach to banking, come join our community at Dime. It's your bank, your choice, your Dime.
Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Member FDIC.
Aw, shucks. The game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear. Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Connecticut. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Connecticut and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the University of Connecticut.
5th time the Bruins have trailed at the half this season. They're 2-2. I would think, Debbie, the message is simple for the Huskies. Keep the foot on the gas pedal.
Absolutely. You have that halftime. Don't let it just mess up the mojo there. Keep the intensity. It's been working for you, what you have done all season. Great defense, pressure, the tempo of the game. And you could feel that towards the end of that second quarter when wearing UConn down, or wearing UCLA down, and the idea that if Betsy even had, they took her out for a little bit too to catch her breath.
Huskies with a wonderful defensive job. You cannot say enough good things what Jen Alfie's meant defensively for UConn tonight.
Yeah, no, she's stepped up to the plate, and especially in that first quarter, just first 5 minutes of that, where just getting around Bets, like giving her the body, making her big, making her have to work hard. And coming up, she didn't get the steal, but she got the deflection because of how she was able to get around and use that quickness. So liked her intensity and think she can lock in again. Maybe it's parents here to see her play. And
that's right. Mom and Dad are here. Saw Meg behind us when they were coming and gave her a big hug. Sarah Strong and the Huskies will get it first. They'll go from right to left here in the second half as UConn tries to get to their 13th national championship game. Chen to Strong on the right side of the floor. Top of the key, Alalfi on the left to Fudd, guarded by Jaquez. Now Becker's top of the key. Comes off a screen. Gives to Fudd on the left side of the floor. Dumps it to Alalfi. Had a mismatch on Jones. Puts it up. Dugalich comes over, blocks it, but fouls her on the way up.
That was an extreme mismatch on that rotation, how they were going. And I don't think Alalfi realized that she brought the ball down to the...
Yeah, and if she spun left, it was a layup.
Right.
So here's Jenna Alalfi, who has been a major factor tonight. Misses the first one. It's been a struggle in the NCAA tournament from the free throw line, too. Now just 3 of her last 7 from the line. She was on a heater right through South Carolina, and then back to the struggles of the first half of the season. She missed them both, rebounded by Betts of UCLA. So the Bruins now have to try to cut into a 20-point deficit. Here's Jaquez. Gives it to Rice. Perimeter right of the key. Goes left on Caitlin Chen. Takes it to the rim again. Strong lays it up around and out. Ball volleyballed around. Last touched. Well, actually went off Becker's. She wasn't ready for that tip out. That ball spun around the rim twice and was slapped out and was deflected off of actually Chen. Her leg. Inbound Jones. Can't pull the trigger. Gives it to Betts. Elbow left. Now Rice on the left side of the floor. Gives it to Dugalich. Trying to get it to Betts. Over to Jaquez. Pass deflected and stolen by Beckers.
Nice. Again, it's one of they're just thinking they can lob it into Betts, but with the pressure of the guards.
Yep. Here's Beckers. Turns. Fires from the left. Got it. Came off a nice screen by who else? Alalfi. Page with 8. Huskies by 22. Here's Jaquez. Gives it cross court. Dugalich. Working on Strong. Fudd comes over to help. Now Jones in the left corner. Tries to go baseline against Fudd. Does so. Lost the handle. She falls. Ball loose. Picked up by Alalfi. Becker slings it to Fudd. Up the right side. Lobs it for Chen. The catch. One touch. Strong lays it in. My word. Another transition hoop for the Huskies.
Beautiful basketball.
Sarah's first bucket of the second half. Chen with a gorgeous assist. 46-22. Here's Betts. Front court right, gives to Rice. Rice off a Betts screen. Now goes left in the paint against Chen. Forces one up. Chen gets a hand on it, but a foul is called.
I'll have to watch the replay. It was nice.
Well, you can watch it in real time. I mean, the delay on the TV is immense, so you got plenty of time to see it. Foul was on Chen, her first. Jones goes out. Arnesalo back in for the Bruins. And here's Kiki Rice, who's 21 of 21 in the NCAA tournament from the free throw line, shooting 2. And she makes the first of 2 for the Bruins. 1,311 points in her UCLA career. Out of Bethesda, Maryland. Double-double against UConn. 24, 11, and 8 in the Cayman Islands early last season. Makes both free throws. So those are the Bruins' first points. Now the Bruins with pressure. Chen to Strong. And Cerro behind the back, dribble into the front court against Dugalich. Now spins in the lane, out to Chen on the left side. Bounce pass to Strong, top of the key. Dugalich guards her, gives to Beckers. Beckers from the elbow, left, short. Rebound grabbed by Arnesalo of UCLA. Young lady out of Finland. Beckers now 4 of 11, make it 4 of 12 from the field tonight. She's human. Now a zip pass. Arnesalo in the corner right. Works, gives it to Dugalich. Lobs the pass down low. Great catch, Betts. Keeps the pivot foot and lays it in for the left.
Yeah, good play by Betts. Good, again, Alfie playing it pretty hard.
She buried her deep, too.
Yeah, right under the hoop.
Beckers front court right. Huskies by 20. Beckers runs into Dugalich, gives it to Strong on the right. Gets a step on Jaquez, throws a diagonal pass to Chen. Left corner to Fudd. Head fake inside, tipped away by Betts, stolen by Arnesalo. Down the middle, throws it out. Dugalich for 3, no good for the left. Rebound, Rice climbed the back. of Chen, no foul. Betts gets it out to Jaquez, and now Rice resets. Gino screaming for an over-the-top there. Here's Rice, starts left, Chen won't let her go left. Right to Arnacillo, down low Betts, working on El Alfie. Shot clock at 3, goes left, forces it up, Banker, no good, rebound tip into the hands of El Alfie. As Strong and Duglich cancel each other out. Becker's transition to Chen, bounce pass, Becker's in the lane, way short on pulling the trigger. Rebounded by Jaquez.
Pulled it back a little too much. He was trying to, all that momentum, didn't just let it release.
46-26 UConn. Duglich to Betts, down low on the right. Powers her way up and in.
And that's been the answer for UCLA, has been Betts. But I got to say, UConn, you're doing a good job. That time they didn't bring a double.
Here's Fudd, front court left. 6:10 to go in the third. UConn with 4 points here in the third so far. Bruins with 6. Here's a lob, Strong. It's airmailed. Fudd tried to get it into Strong, but she threw it away right to Duglich. Here's Rice, one-on-one with Fudd, throws it out. 3 on the way. Jaquez, way off. She banked it off the backboard. Strong rebounds. Gets away from Duglich into the front court. Gives to Chen. Chen from the right. Inside. Layup. Good for El Alfie. Nice bounce pass inside.
The more that UConn can push that tempo, for last 2 possessions was walk it up and have to work in that half-court set.
48-28 UConn. El Alfie with 4. Here's Betts to Rice on the right, being harassed by Fudd. Down low, it's Betts again. Gives it inside, cutting to the rim, laying it up. No is Jaquez, gets her own rebound. Put back, blew that one. This time Strong snags it and throws it out to Beckers up the right side. Cuts to the middle, down the left side of the lane, stops, pops, rattles in.
Paige Becker's so good. It's like a hesitation, like you make the defender drop step, so she creates that space for the mid-range.
50-28 midway through the third here in Tampa. UConn in front, Rice down the right side of the lane. We have a foul on the perimeter on the Huskies. It looks like it's Chen. If so, that's Caitlin's second, and that gets us to the under 5 timeout. 50-28 UConn. 4:54 to go in the third on the Brown Penderis and Scott scoreboard. It's UConn basketball, sponsored by UConn Health, the official healthcare provider of UConn Athletics. Make their doctors your doctors. Back in a minute to Tampa, the women's Final Four on Learfield, presented by Dime Bank.
Is your retirement game plan a well-executed play or a Hail Mary pass? Hi, I'm Jake Dozer, certified financial planner. At Johnson Brunetti, we've helped over 5,000 families prepare for and live in retirement. And now we're proud to be the official wealth management sponsor of the UConn Huskies. Visit us at johnsonbrunetti.com and get free financial planning books and resources. Johnson Brunetti, retirement and investment specialists.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Planning a move? Let Lippincott Van Lines, the official mover of the UConn Huskies, take the worry and stress out of your relocation. Whether you're moving across the country, across the world, or just across the street, Lippincott Van Lines will handle your packing, moving, and storage needs with the care and quality they deserve. If the UConn Huskies football team can trust Lippincott to get their gear to the field on time, you can trust them to get your items where they need to be. Call Lippincott Van Lines today for a free estimate at 800-245-8563.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
5:06 into the third here in Tampa. It's 8-6 Huskies in the third, 50-28 altogether on the Brown Penderis and Scott scoreboard. When we're done here next week, it's baseball on the radio. Tuesday and Wednesday, I will be with my boss, Ben Darnell, so I'm not done yet. I go home and start doing baseball. We've got, I don't know which order, it's Hofstra and Bright, I believe, this week. But Tuesday and Wednesday, both 2:45 on the radio, flagship Fox Sports 97.9 and AM 1300. You can listen on the apps as well. Here, Debbie, 50-28 Huskies, 23 4 off turnovers is the big number, but I am so impressed with the Huskies have done on the boards. They have really stayed even with the Bruins.
Right. And that's where you thought there might be some difficulty for the Huskies, but, it's 21-20 overall. UCLA has 1 there, but talk about the offensive boards, 5, and they had putting those back 6 second chance points. So they're winning that battle in the second chance points there. Overall, and by committee, again, is what I think that is. You can tip your hat when Al Alfie's been playing phenomenal, but it's Huskies as a team, and that's, I think, again, the playing with this team and just how they really work off each other well.
Yeah, it just proves that Paige doesn't have to carry them.
Right.
And it's been a tough night for Paige. I mean, you get to this point, you feel a little pressure.
Yep.
Everyone's human. I think she feels that tonight. Rice inbounds to Gardner. Kiki Rice will go on the right side to Gardner. Gets free off a screen for 3. Rattles in and out. Betts tips the rebound. Can't control it. Strong does for UConn. Let's see where Sarah is in the rebounding department. That's 6 for the Huskies. She leads the way. 5 for El Alfie. Strong gives to Fudd. Now Becker's on the left side of the floor. Sideline left. Slings across court to KK Arnold. KK gives to Strong. Shot clock at 10 for UConn. Brady trying to set a high screen. Here's Arnold on the left wing. KK holds, gives to Brady. Shot clock at 5. Back to Arnold. Dumps it down low. Pass deflected by Gardner. Stolen by Rice. Rice to the front court. Arnold knocks it away, but Rice grabs it in the backcourt. She can do that. That's not over and back. Now it is Betts. Hands off to Rice. She drives. Becker's there. Puts it up. No. And a blocking foul on Beckers.
It was almost there. I thought she might have been there to get the charge, but I think she kind of moved. It's 50-50.
And Finney Robinson with the call. Let's see what we can get here on the screen here as Rice goes to the free throw line.
That was my reaction.
Pretty close. Even Corey Close thought it was going to be called offensive. Yeah. So here's Rice. Just made a pair for the Bruins. She knocks down the first of 2. Rice in the NCAA tournament, shooting 41%, coming in, averaging 6 assists per game. Rice has just 1 assist tonight, 2 turnovers. Missed her first free throw of the postseason, and Strong gets her 7th rebound. So 50-29 UConn. 4 minutes to go in the third. Huskies eyeing a rematch with the Gamecocks on Sunday for all the marbles. Here's Beckers. Yo-yo dribble, now veers to the left, being harassed by Dugalich. Now it's Arnold on the right. Hands off to Fudd, who hasn't shot the ball yet here in the third. Brady, perimeter right. Hands off to Beckers, off a screen. Forces one up with a shot clock winding down. Misses. Ball volleyballed up by Brady. Beckers grabs it. Loops it to Arnold. Back to Beckers. Over to Strong on the right. She sets. Fires a 3. Bullseye for Sarah Strong. Her 3rd triple of the game.
And a lot of that, it's more of like, all right, why not? Why not shoot it? She's just kind of so relaxed and nonchalant.
She has been so smooth from long distance the last 2 games. 3 of 5 tonight. 53-29. Bruins are 1 of their last 7. Here's Rice. Front court right now goes left. Gives it on the wing. Gardner finds Betts. Left side of the lane. Cross court pass Dugalich. Over to Anisello. She'll drive. Scoop. Off the window. No. Good D by Beckers, who gets the rebound. Page front court. On the right. Goes on the wing. Gives it to Azzi. Fudd to Brady. Back to Fudd. Azzi stumbles. Gives to Beckers on the right. Drives inside. Gets to the rim. And 1.
Thought they would have kept her outside there, but again, the threat of her 3-point shot draws the defender.
Page gets inside. The foul on the Bruins as Dugalich and Rice come out. It was on Dugalich. Her first, and Beckers to the line. 35th time she's in doubles, 111 times in her career. Missed the free throw. So 55-29 UConn. Still, their biggest lead. Here's Barker back in. Now it's Hawkes. Little crossover on Beckers. Stop to the left elbow. Gives it to Betts in the paint. Lost the handle. Beckers knocks it away. Last touch by Beckers of UConn. They are just storming the inside, making life miserable in the post for Lauren Betts as Shade comes in for Beckers, who needs a blow. much needed.
Yeah, she's worked hard, and boy, you can just see it with KK Arnold back in, hounding. She's just out there at the guard front. They just have to work so much harder to get to their offensive set.
Bruins just 2 for 10 here in the third. Long three out the inbounds, an air ball. And then we're going to have a foul on Shade. Going against Jaquez for the rebound. As Arnicello airballed the three. Here comes Rice back in for UConn, or for UCLA, replacing Arnicello. Rice has played 27 minutes tonight. Looks to inbound, gets it to Gardner. Brady closing out quickly now on the perimeter. Here's Rice from Betts, gives it off to Gardner for three, and that's good out of the right corner. Tamia Gardner with her first field goal. That's just the Bruins' second three. 55-32 UConn, 2 minutes to go here in the third. Shade in for UConn, gives to Fudd. Now Brady right of the key. Gives to Strong. Wide open three, you betcha. Don't leave 21 open. She'll kill you, and she does. Her fourth three of the game. 58-32. Here's Baker down the lane. Knocked away by Strong, out of bounds. Here comes Jones back in for UCLA, replacing Gardner.
Yanked her. You're not
Barker
the one.
was going to the bench, but Jones said, no, not you. Boy, this is impressive what UConn has done. Bruins are just 3 of 12. UConn 7 of 10 in the third. Jones to Betts. Perimeter, top of the key. Gives to Barker, back to Rice between the circles. On the right to Jaquez. Now here's Barker for three. Good. Out of the right corner.
She's wide open. Nobody was going out there. They didn't want to go.
Well, she's only 6 of 32. You let her take that. 58-35. Minute 8 to go in the third. Fudd picked up her dribble, got it to Betts, back to Fudd, pull up, front rim, backboard, no good. Rebounded by Barker of UCLA. Under a minute to go in the third, Huskies up 58-35. Here's Rice, gets free to the elbow right, but greeted by Strong. Bounce pass down low, Betts, double team, out to Rice for three, air ball. And up with it is Shade, gives to Arnold, outlet to Strong. Jones is back, Strong lays it in from the right. 18 for Strong. Fast break points for the Huskies.
And I think she might have got a piece of that shot. That's why it would have been so short. Just that's the Sarah Strong closeout on the defensive end.
They do give Strong a block, so you're right, Professor. Nice job, Eagle Eye.
We've seen Sarah do it. She can close out tough.
We have a foul in the lane. Joe Vasili, I believe, is calling a push on Ashlyn Shade.
Ashlyn can't catch a break. Just hustling.
Third on Shade. Arnold comes over to visit with Gino. That is the 15th foul on the Huskies. So Betts will shoot free throws. Kendall Dudley into the game for the first time. 6'2" freshman from Virginia. Only played 2 minutes against LSU. As Betts goes to the line to shoot two. Makes the first. Betts, well documented yesterday, talked about her mental struggles away from the game. But you can see the confidence really take off this year. And she's had an All-American year. Makes the free throws. 60-37. Pressure by the Bruins as Fudd comes up the left side. Calmly gets it to Strong. Strong loops it to Arnold. 10 seconds to go in the third. Here's Fudd out near midcourt, guarded by Rice with 7. Fudd looking for a high screen from Strong. Gets it, runs it to Barker. Off to Brady for three. Missed it. And that'll do it for the third. Brady had a good look from the right side. UConn outscores UCLA 18-15 in the third. And it's 60-37 Huskies through 3 quarters on the Brown, Penderis, and Scott scoreboard. If you're looking for better banking, huddle up with Dime Bank. 14 convenient locations in Connecticut and Rhode Island. Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. To the fourth we go after 10 seconds for station ID and these messages on the UConn Sports Network from Learfield, presented by Dime Bank.
They're not just the Huskies, they're your Huskies. Customize your Wells Fargo debit card or open an account today and show your Husky pride with every purchase. Get started at wellsfargo.com/customize. Wells Fargo is proud to be an official sponsor of UConn women's basketball. Copyright 2024 Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Heard from Bridgeport to Willimantic, this is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
$60-37, UConn through three quarters on the Brown Pen Harrison Scott scoreboard here in this Final Four leading UCLA is UConn basketball brought to you by the Connecticut Lottery. Play the limited edition UConn Scratch Ticket, UConn Championship Scratch Ticket today. Overall odds are 1 in 3.54, must be 18 or older. Problem Gambling Helpline, call 888-789-7777. Well, the Bruins scored more points in the third than either of the first two quarters, 13 and 9. UConn outscores them 18-15. Debbie, Doug Bruno's right. UConn's dirty little secret's their defense, and that's the reason why they are in command of this one. They have been sensational defensively tonight against the Bruins. Outside of Lauren Betts, they've done the Zach Edey, and it's worked to perfection.
Yeah, I can't say enough. You know, that the fact that your points off turnovers are 23, and you still have a quarter to go, says volumes and exactly what they've been able to accomplish. And can't say enough about committee. It's not just one player doing, and it's on both ends of the floor, and that's what makes, and I think this team special this year is that they've been able to find a way to just read each other well, and you hear them talk a lot about that and how that, whether they're working hard on it in practice, but just how they have that innate ability to understand where, okay, I'm jumping to this one on the scramble when UCLA was trying to get some of those three-point shots. They scramble, but they know where, okay, you're going there, I'm reading there. They're helping in the post, and they're scrambling back out. Just a lot of good movement, and again, that tempo where I think they're just pushing it and things are running their way and not UCLA's tempo.
Well, it sounds like we could get a player post-game because Anna just asked me, how do we do radio post-game? I just gave her the instructions.
Very good.
So hopefully we will get somebody. I would take Jen Alfie at this point because she has been wonderful defensively in the post. Yeah. She has worked her tail off.
Sure has. Give her a couple, see what she gets.
Huskies will go with their starting five here in the fourth. That would be Beckers, Fudd, Chen, Alfie, and Strong. Sarah, really good third quarter for Sarah Strong and the Huskies. She had 10. Beckers had 6. Azzi didn't even. She only had one shot in that third quarter. Bruins get the ball first. And Kiki Rice, who's 2 for 6 tonight, working on Caitlin Chen, front court right on the wing. Gives it off. Quick three, Gardner. Banker, way off the mark. Alfie rebounds for UConn and finds Jen. Jen Alfie, her 6th board tonight. UConn a 27-24 advantage on the glass. Here's Jen, front court left, high post Alfie, loops it to Strong. The catch, the head fake, the layup, the foul.
And Sarah Strong was working really hard to get that post down low. The ball reversal allowed the defense is on the top side and she's on the low side.
Kiki Rice gets called for the foul, her second. Strong with 20, her 14th game of 20 this season, and a 62-37 lead. As Strong misses the free throw. UConn just 3 of 8 from the line tonight. It's been a while since they've had that poor game from the line. That's about the only thing they haven't done well tonight.
Right.
Here's Rice off a screen, gets free away from Fudd, missed the layup. It's been that kind of night for the Bruins.
Sure has.
Beckers, outlet pass to Chen up the left side, but the Bruins are back. And the clock is in UConn's favor. We're a minute into the fourth, 62-37. Here's Chen, works baseline left. Gives to Beckers up top, slings it over to Fudd on the right, cuts inside, stops, turns, gives to Beckers, off to Chen. Here's a 3 from the left, short. Gardner rebounds for the Bruins, off to Kiki Rice. Into the front court, stops, gives it off to Jones on the right, down low to Betts, double team, turns, diagonal cross court, Gardner, Beckers closed out. Gives it to Dudley, back to Gardner, forces up a 2, that's no good. Rebounded by Chen. Wonderful D by UConn. Chen up the floor to Beckers, one-on-one with Gardner. Step back, jumper, money.
Oh, that looked beautiful. And she just can elevate. Defensively, you just think, okay, I'm going to take away the shot. I'm going to take away the drive. And she just still finds a way to get the mid-range.
64-37, Beckers with 14. The big 3 lead the way for the Huskies tonight. Rice, Gardner, Betts, low block against Alaufi, and we have a foul on the floor. Joe Vasili with the call. That should be the 3rd on Alaufi. First team foul on UConn. Here comes Hawkes back in for UCLA.
That was a travel.
Fudd goes out, Shade comes in for the Huskies. Rice to inbound on the baseline to right. Beckers tips it off the bottom of the backboard, and it stays Bruin ball. Boy, if they should keep tips as a stat, because God knows UConn's had a ton of them tonight.
Agreed.
All year, too. Dugalich checked back in, loops it for Betts in the low block, turns left, puts it up and in with the left hand. Betts with 19. She's been the bright spot. She's 8 of 14 from the field. But the rest of her mates haven't done much. 64-39 UConn. Beckers, perimeter. On the left to Strong. Ball fakes inside. Gives up top to Jenna Alaufi. Lauren Betts gives her plenty of room. Hands off to Beckers. Can't pull the trigger. Step back. Gives it off to Chen. Looking down low. Nope. Diagonal pass to Strong. Takes the 3. Goes baseline to the rim and in.
It's a nice read right there. It's a good little jab step. And ends up reading correctly. Thought it was going to be somebody come out and take the charge on her. But all the way to the hoop.
66-39. This has just been downright impressive. The Bruins have never led. And UConn's up by 27. Diagonal pass. Hawkes up top to Rice. Shot clock at 10. Rice working on Shade. Gives it off to Dugalich for a left side 3 that's short. Rebounded off the hands of Chen. Now a double team, and Shade comes over and commits the foul. Try to snatch it away. And that's for Ashland.
For some reason, that's she's hustling, and
we love Ash.
We do, and it's a good hustle move. Just unfortunately, catching the officials.
Team foul number 2. Inbound. Betts to catch the layup from the right.
That one's probably the easiest shot that she's had. I mean, they've been making her work for everything.
21 for Betts. She's accounted for 9 of the 16 field goals for the Bruins. Aubrey Griffin will check in next whistle. Here's Strong right of the key, finds Beckers. Drives right, puts it up, no, and she's fouled by Rice, and Kiki helps her up with good sportsmanship and pats her on the derriere.
Yeah, nobody was saying I didn't foul him on that one. That was a hard one.
Yep. So Beckers 0 for 1 for the line tonight. Griffin comes in for Shade. The applause you hear across the way is the UConn faithful. Jenna Alaufi also out, as Griffin and Arnold both in. So here's Beckers at the free throw line. Makes UConn's first made free throw of the second half. They had been 0 for 4. It's the only thing they haven't done well tonight is shoot free throws. Otherwise, it's been a dandy of a night. Paige makes them both. She's got 16. 68-41 the Huskies. They're 6.5 minutes away from a rematch with South Carolina. Arnold gets called for a foul in the backcourt, harassing all sorts of Kiki Rice. That's KK on Kiki.
Fans are booing. They didn't like that. ticky-tack.
I'm guessing you didn't either because you're talking about it.
Correct.
Long pass. Deflected by Chen out of bounds, intended for Dugalich. As Rice tried to throw one deep, but to no avail. Broken up by the fine defensive back, Caitlin Chen. Down to 6:30 to go here in the fourth. Inbound. Caught by Dugalich, guarded by Griffin. Now Rice. Right of the key. Hawkes gets open for a left wing three. That's no good. Long rebound. Run down by Dugalich. Try to knock it off Beckers. No luck. UConn ball. And got a timeout on the floor. Corey Close calls the timeout, and we'll take one as well. 68-41 UConn. The Huskies are 6 minutes and 21 seconds away from the national championship game on the Brown, Penderis, and Scott scoreboard. UConn basketball brought to you in part by JT Gamo, the Suit Store, your destination for sharp, custom-tailored suits that make a statement. Dress your best with JT Gamo. Back with the final 6:21 in a minute on the UConn Sports Network from Learfield, presented by Dime Bank.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Last Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Last Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time, every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking, and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Last Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn Athletics.
Hi, this is Nick Kaplanson from Dime Bank. To win a championship, it takes more than just good players and coaches. It takes a whole community dedicated to the same goal. The same is true when it comes to banking. A successful banking relationship is built from a community fully dedicated to meeting the banking needs of its customers. If you're ready to experience a better approach to banking, come join our community at Dime. It's your bank, your choice, your Dime.
Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Member FDIC.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
.6:21 left in this one. Fourth quarter. Never thought we'd be saying this is a rout, but UConn by 27. 68-41 here in the Final Four. UConn football coming out for 2025. 6 home games at the Rent this fall. Jim Moore and the Huskies coming off a 9-win season. A victory in the Fenway Bowl. And you get season tickets for 2025. Go to UConn Huskies or UConnHuskies.com/football for season tickets that start as low as $99. Be there for the tailgating, the football, and the affordable family fun for the Huskies at the Rent. UConnHuskies.com/football to become a UConn football season ticket holder for 2025. Well, the women's basketball team is playing defense, and they have put on a clinic. Bruins right now are on target for their season low in points, which was 60 against USC in the first meeting against the ladies against the Bruins. And right now, the Bruins, unless they go on a little bit of a heater, and this is from my wonderful son, Robert John Joyce, the 2010 title game versus Stanford is the only time they've held someone under 50 in a Final Four. And you might remember how ugly that game was. Yeah, it was 20-12 at halftime.
I do recall that
and
game.
The 12 belonged to the team that won 78 straight.
Right.
I remember looking at all my writer friends and going, really? 12 points?
Exactly.
But they're only down 8.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at
And then Maya took over.
Right. I'm looking at points in the paint. 26-26. You would think with Betts that would be really lopsided there the way she's having it, but I think getting inside, Sarah's getting a layup. There's a Chen layup. There's different. They're able to drive, and some of these numbers that you're expecting to be a little more lopsided in the paint with the size, not the case. The Huskies doing it all as a unit.
Bruins pressing off the inbound, but Strong and Beckers have no problem getting it across. Strong hands off to Chen. Caitlin's had another wonderful night. No turnovers again. Backdoor lob. Arnold, Strong into a double team shot blocked out of bounds as Barker and Dugalich combined to get the block on Sarah. Huskies will have 15 to shoot with 6:07 to go. Win, we'll get Jenna Alalfi courtside when we're done. Inbound to Griffin. Aubrey hands off to KK Arnold on the right, looking for Strong down low. Beckers comes off a screen. They get it on a bounce pass. Backdoor Griffin. Hesitates, puts it up. She hit the bottom of the rim. Aubrey has been very hesitant offensively in the 2 games she's played here lately. Here's Rice on the right. Goes baseline against Chen. Gets cut off. Now spins. Back out to Hawkes. Hawkes to Dugalich in the right corner. Against Beckers. She's got a little bulk on her, a little size. Beckers trying to hold her ground, backs her way down. Fall away. Back on the rim, no good. Strong rebounds with 2 hands. Confidently her 8th board. And KK will walk it up.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I like that Griffin is in. I just think it's one of those things she needs to get some minutes here because it looks like playing on Sunday. She may be an option.
Here's Beckers on the right. Over the shoulder pass. Grabbed by Chen. Drives the lane. Floater up. Front rim. Put back good, but a foul. Before Strong got the putback as Chen was fouled. Rice the foul on Chen. That's 4 on Rice. And Caitlin Chen will shoot free throws. Last in November of 23, Chen had 24 against UCLA, and they lost by 2 out there. Did Princeton.
Oh, that's right.
Chen 7 of 8 from the line here in the tournament. Knocks down the first of 2. Chen did not have a turnover against USC either. She has been the perfect fit for this team.
Yes.
Caitlin goes 2 for 2. Here comes Alalfi. She comes in for Beckers.
The fans let her hear their appreciation.
Yep. What an effort tonight by the Huskies. It has not been all about Paige tonight. It's been all about the team as Chen fouls Rice. Driving baseline right towards the short corner. Well before the shot. That is the 4th team foul on UConn. Boy, Arnold got hit with a vicious screen.
Yeah, I think was it called on Chen or Kiki?
KK. No, on Chen. No, they got it right.
Oh, okay.
It was on Chen. Her 3rd. Inbound, Jones. Closed out by Chen. Now Betts at the foul line. Turns, shoots, makes it. 23 for Betts, who has accounted for half the offense tonight for UCLA. 70-43, 4:45 to go. Here's Griffin to Chen. Loops it to Alalfi at the top of the key. Chen is going to dribble to the foul line, go backdoor to Strong. Can't shoot it. Now bounce pass. Arnold in the lane, floater, banker in. KK's first field goal. More nice passing by the Huskies.
Yeah, moving without the ball, and again, Sarah Strong knowing how to deliver the pass.
That's the 15th assist for UConn. Jones diagonal pass left side, can't shoot the 3. Dribbles to the foul line, keeps the pivot foot, gets it to Barker, knocked away by Griffin, off Barker, out of bounds. And that'll take us to the under 5 timeout as Paige Beckers leads the cheer on the sidelines. UConn and South Carolina, it looks like we'll see the Huskies and Gamecocks Sunday for the Natty, and we'll have it for you here on the UConn Sports Network. Looking for a great golf club to join this season? Look no further than Wallingford Country Club. $2 million in course improvements and no tee times. Visit wallingfordcc.com today for more information. Back with the final 4:15 in a moment. 72-43 Huskies on the Brown Penn Harrison Scott scoreboard as you're listening to the Huskies, the Final Four on Learfield, presented by Dime Bank.
Is your retirement game plan a well-executed play or a Hail Mary pass? Hi, I'm Jake Dozer, certified financial planner. At Johnson Brunetti, we've helped over 5,000 families prepare for and live in retirement. And now we're proud to be the official wealth management sponsor of the UConn Huskies. Visit us at johnsonbrunetti.com and get free financial planning books and resources. Johnson Brunetti, Retirement and Investment Specialists.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Connecticut is Husky Nation. This is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Let's ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Well, when we're done here in Tampa, we'll have the Heart Auto Group post-game show, highlights. We'll have the interview room. We'll get Jenna Alfie courtside. We'll have stats. Chase will have scores all coming up, courtesy of the Heart Auto Group. Shop Heart Auto Group. We treat you like family and only a heartbeat away. HeartCars.com. 2:30 Sunday. We'll have the pregame for you. It will be not only the last game of the season, win or lose, it will be the last game that Paige Beckers will ever play for the Huskies. And a chance to get that elusive natty that she has been working so hard for.
Yes,
with the help of her teammates.
Help of her teammates. Gino Ariam, he wants that for all his players that come through, and he get to the Final Four, and it's awesome. But
here's a baseball pass. Chen to Griffin. She doesn't shoot it, though. She'll work in the paint, right to left to Shade, and now give it to Chen. Good work by the Huskies as the Bruins are pressing. Here's Olafie at the high post. A magnificent game for her tonight. She worked her tail off. Now tries to hand it off to a teammate. Now spots up for a long two, in and out. Rebound off Griffin's hands. It was knocked out of her hands, though, out of bounds. Chino said, Jana, what are you shooting that for? Well, she was open at the foul line, and we're up by 30.
I thought it was good because everybody else was closed out.
Inbound Olafie. Now it's Griffin. Harassed by Barker. Griffin goes left, hands off to Caitlin Chen. Chen on the right gives it to Ashlyn Shade. Shade gives it to Olafie at the foul line. She'll take it herself. Blow by Betts and score. We saw that at South Carolina.
Yes. She has that move. She likes to look for the...
Just watch the videos of her playing in Egypt. And Caroline Deschamps going to come in to cap off the night. 3:30 to go. Rice can't shoot the three. Knocked away by Arnold. Now gets the Betts in the lane. They give her the 15-footer. She misses the 15-footer, and Olafie grabs the rebound. For Jenna, that's her 8th. She and Sarah Strong share the team high. Chen in the front court with 3:10 to go. Chen guarded by Anicello. Bounce pass to Olafie. Right of the key, inside the arc with 13 to shoot. Here's KK. Spots it for a long two. Yes. Straight on, buries it. 74-43. This has simply been a clinic tonight. I mean, they have just absolutely dismantled the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah, beautiful basketball.
Rice to Betts. Bumps with Olafie. Turns, shoots, and one. From the left. Olafie did everything she could there. But in the end, there's too much Betts. 25 for Betts.
I just think the way UConn has played this evening.
Chen gets a high five, and Olafie's going to get a high five from Gino, too, and the whole coaching staff.
Yeah, that was the UConn section
look at that chest bump to Paige Beckers twice.
UConn section standing up. They're real happy.
Mom and Dad are here. Free throw made by Betts. Yeah.
Love it. I say, the way UConn's played this evening, other than being a UCLA
now
fan,
pressure in the backcourt, and then Arnold gets mugged by Rice. As they both jump for a pass, but Kiki took out KK. Oh, that's a tough foul call on Kiki Rice.
That's a 50-50 call. You just don't know who to call that one on.
Yep. Rice is fouled out. Second time this season that Rice is fouled out. They did a wonderful job on her tonight. 2 for 7, 3 assists, for Rice with 2 turnovers. 2:25 to go. 76-46. Griffin from Arnold lays it in from the right, and Arnold leads the cheers on that one.
I'm going to repeat myself. Beautiful basketball.
10th assist as a shot made, a 3-pointer by UCLA. Anicello made the 3-pointer. Her second field goal. Bruins with pressure. Griffin stops, gets it to Brady in the front court. Picks up her dribble, protects. KK's got to come for the ball, gets a bounce pass with 1:50 left. 78-49, and then Arnold nearly threw it away. Deflected by Dugalich. Here comes, for the Bruins, let's see here. This would be Zania Suka Ngumen coming in for the first time. Freshman from Silver Spring, Maryland. Shade off the inbound. Gives to Arnold. KK gets bumped for Anicello. Bumped, and KK's feeling that one.
Yeah.
That is the 15th foul on the Bruins. So KK will shoot. Gino emptying the bench. Hallie Zabel. And Kaden Samuels coming in for Griffin and Shade. Well, Debbie, we're going to see this to the finish line.
That's exciting. Wow. You know, and we believed, I think the players believed, everybody knew that this was they can beat UCLA. I just don't think the magnitude of what they took care of business was expected.
Anybody saw this coming, I got news for you. No chance.
Huskies, we know they can make good teams look not so good, and you know, it doesn't matter if they're a Big East team or a Big Ten. UConn can do it. They can take care of them.
KK took care of free throws, 80-49. This equals a season high in points given up by the Bruins. USC did it to them. Here's Dugalich trying to go right to left over to Charm. She does. Third field goal for Angela Dugalich. 1:20 to go. Here's the Charm to the front court right. Dugalich is all over. Picks up her dribble. Gives it to Arnold. Nice catch. KK loops it to Brady to the rim, gets hammered by Jaquez, and she scores.
The lefty.
On the right, lays it up and in, and the foul.
Nice play. Nice little roll there that came up over the rim, or under the rim, over it.
Boy, if you're the Bruins, what are you thinking about this one?
You know, you work so hard. I mean, only 2 losses. And
then they get smoked by UConn in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Woo. 83-51. Brady, the old-fashioned three-point play. Bounce pass inside, layup blown. Rebound, Dudley of UCLA knocked away. Arnold up with it with 1 minute to go. 83-51. This has been an absolute clinic by the Huskies. Here's Zabel, perimeter right. UConn fans standing and applauding the effort of the team in blue. Here's KK. Down the lane to the rim, gets tripped up. She'll shoot 2 with 33.5 to go. Well, Debbie, it's UConn and South Carolina Sunday.
Yeah.
And don't think the Gamecocks for a minute aren't going to forget what happened to them on February 16th.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a much different game. But the Huskies are having a lot of confidence and I think, you know, maybe some different players that come in to highlight in a different way, you know, a different style of how it's going. I think a quicker paced forwards.
Yep.
But wow, Huskies made a statement tonight.
Yeah, they certainly did. And I'm sure Don Staley is paying close attention to this one. Arnold from the line, 4 for 5 tonight. 84-51, final half minute. This will be the last possession for the Bruins. Ball knocked away to Sharm up with it. She's going to drive. Paul loose on the floor. Bruins up with it.
I think she thought the official
was a player.
Yes.
Yep.
He's dumping it off to the official.
14 seconds to go. The UConn bench starting to hoot and holler. And Corey Close says, don't shoot it. 85-51, the final. We've got a UConn USC national championship.
I'm clapping.
You should.
Wow.
85-51. Your final score from Tampa. UConn now goes to 13-11 in Final Four games. And now they are a win away from their first in a decade and 12th overall, as they will try to deny South Carolina becoming the first team to go back-to-back since UConn did it in 2016. Pretty darn impressive performance.
Sure is. I think if you're other than UCLA fans here or South Carolina, maybe you don't want to play UConn, but UConn that performance just makes everybody like, wow, impressive basketball, a UConn fan, and so good for the game, just in the style of play.
Far and away the lowest point total by UCLA this season. Now we're going to try to get Jenna Olaufi courtside. There is a headset there.
Players running towards there.
Jenna blowing kisses to mom and dad across the way.
How exciting for her.
Azzi Fudd being interviewed by Raz Goldan Wude. I think Sarah Strong and
I think Alice trying to get Jenna where she needs to go.
Yep. They're going to give her a headset, and hopefully that Jenna will be able to hear us.
All right.
All right. That's Anna Labate putting the headset on. Jenna, if you look straight ahead. All right, turn a little bit to your right. Turn to your right. Turn to your right. Keep going. Looking. We're waving.
Got the wave.
First of all, give me your thoughts on mom and dad being here and you playing your butt off tonight.
I mean, it's just amazing having them here. They didn't tell me it was a surprise. I didn't